Okay, and we're live. Welcome back. We'll get this right on our second attempt. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Let me double check. I think I updated all of that. Awesome. Perfect. We're gonna do something a little different today. So that's the wrong button. You can see from the little message pop up of all the old TGC games are gonna get taken down. Yes, Saucy, it's real. Welcome in. So yeah, so since the first couple games in the series have about a month left of life, I wanted to do a little retrospective series just to you know, highlight some of the old community, kind of show off how things have progressed over the last decade. Um, so over the next couple weeks, I'll do like a little what do you want to call it? A little. I'm gonna abandon this season. A little, like just a little deep dive into the old games. Probably do a little show off some of like the how the game mechanics, like notable courses, things like that. Maybe a little designer stuff. Though I've poked around in TGC one a bit, and I think like. Um, like I don't think the Hey Malahan, how's it going? I don't think the TGC one designer works for me. I might not be able to poke around in that too much.
And get this show on the road.
But also just in terms of like how different all of the mechanics are, it's bonkers. The animations look in retrospect kind of ridiculous.
Looking good?
I am going to just continually try and mash the fast forward button after every shot, and I don't think that behavior is ever going to stop.
Unlucky.
It's just so ingrained.
Not gonna sugarcoat
Oh yeah, you can't even change your aim in the preview. The swing is so ridiculously slow in comparison. It's crazy.
Okay, back on the fairway. Let's
All things considered, I'm gonna say this game. All right, what's the? Oh, there we go. Now we have loft boxes and stuff. I'm gonna go add a little distance to this guy.
This one's a beauty.
I think I'll play through this whole season today. I think that'll be the first stream. I don't think there's a lot of people in the audience that are like have been around long enough to remember any or around since TGC one. So I'm assuming most people are not going to have like course recommendations. The voice lines haven't changed. I mean, they have. It's just the same. It's the same. I don't know if I would call John a voice actor. They have the same person doing all of the voices, so they feel pretty much the same. Have to say that you played Elite last week for fun, and you have a whole new appreciation for Patricia Pine. Oh well, thank you. I think. I'm assuming that's meant as a compliment.
Alright, solid approach shot. We can two-putt from here. This one's for birdie.
Alright. God, putting in this game is bonkers. There's no... Like, it's amazing how quickly you get used to the little, like, vibrate function letting you know when you've hit your backswing. So there's no, like, indication that your putt is the correct power. You just have to visually guesstimate how far back to pull the putter. And that used to just be like normal. And it wasn't like
This is a beauty.
a problem. Oh well, thank you. That's really nice of you.
Okay, looking at 180 yards or so.
I suppose because I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I've streamed, so my apologies. And I don't think my chat shows up in my like feed, so I'll just have to read all the comments out for my eventual upload of this video, Malahan said there's a lot of nuance in your design that I think goes
Good stuff.
unseen.
All right,
But
this
with
next one's for
your
Birdie.
design eye and actual playing a course 4 times on different conditions, the design really came into shine. Thank you. Of course, I think I accidentally changed Malahan's comment to be in third person, but
Oh, traveled all that way to do nothing.
But he's
but
referring to himself,
sit
not to
there.
to me. I am playing a lot better than I was
Next stop,
expecting.
fairway, right?
I guess even's not so hard. Also, I remember we used to make courses so narrow in this game because it was trivially easy to hit the ball like a laser straight. So, like 20 to 25 yards wide is like a wide fairway for this game. Yes, this is Unity. This is the same
Nice.
same engine that the current game is built in.
210
Hence
yards
why
out, I'd say, from here.
you can, if you felt motivated enough, could port a course straight from this game into 2K23 and I think 2K25.
Doesn't look like
whenever
it's on
that
fairway,
comes
but
out.
It's all right.
Obviously, I can't confirm that, but I'm assuming that there's nothing that would prevent you from just carrying
Probably
course
live, but
files
we're
straight
almost on
into the new
green.
game.
Let's keep going.
That being said, there's usually like there's been a couple like hiccups in terms of like porting from older
Nice.
generations to newer.
All right, nice little
Like I
2-foot
think
putt.
like TGC 1 to 2
let's
had
see
some
where we
big
stand
hiccups.
in the
Like
competition.
objects got rescaled and stuff.
And after that hole, you dropped a
or,
spot
like, I
on
think
the leaderboard.
2 to 2019 also had a couple hiccups. So when you port really old courses, there's a lot of like, it's not going to be seamless. There's a lot of work that you have to do to make it like polished. But you can port stuff. The files will function even if they're not going to function as intended. And also like, I don't
Okay, we
think
got
there's a
about,
lot of courses. Like there's some
2:45 to go here.
like
Pin.
there are some courses I think that hold up in terms of like playing interest to this day, but they're not going to hold up in terms of like being able to play them on like a current game. Like the mechanics are so different that that's just not what old stuff was designed for, and like they tend to be like really tight, really
Whoa,
narrow.
yeah,
Just
you hit
they'd
green
kind of
and
be
under
unplayable
regulation
in
on
the
this
current
one.
game.
You sink this
Or
next
alternatively trivial due
now we're
to like you being able to hit it like 70 yards longer.
putt. Oh, just missed the eagle.
Because there's no
That went
difficulty
sweet.
settings in this game.
Maybe
There
we
is
can sink the
no
next one.
modifying clubs. Every single person hit
After
the
that
ball
hole,
exactly
you're
the
moving up
same.
leaderboard.
Everyone carried driver 265, and like you can't change your bag. There's no customization for your golf game at all. Everyone plays the exact same game.
All right, looking good so far.
Which also meant that there's no point in like having bunkers in different areas. You can argue that, like, at least for the competitive game, like, there still isn't a lot of variety in terms of like where tee shots are going to land, things like that. We've just moved it from bunkers being at 265 out because that's where driver goes to bunkers being like 305 out because that's where most people's drivers go. But it's still it's fun to see the. Do you think porting basic plots from 23 that have no planting on them to 25 is
Okay, for the
worthwhile?
birdie.
Probably. Obviously I don't know because I haven't seen the new game. I know, hopefully this all changes with new swing mechanics and gear ratings. I hope so. I hope there's a little
From around
more
16 feet out.
variety. But anyway, sorry. Back to the other question
Oh, it was
that I
so
got
close.
sidetracked on. I think it'll be worth it, but I don't know any outside of knowing that you can port courses into the new game just based on
Solid
trailer
putt in
footage
there for
featuring
bogey.
old
Quite
courses.
glad you made that.
Like
Okay,
I don't
that,
have any
that
info
performance is gonna
on
put you
how
up to
courses
the
will
par.
port or like if it would make sense. Oh boy, this is an interesting hole design. Yeah, this is one that I don't know if this one quite holds up in terms of design to the modern standard. This one is
Nice.
very
Should be in the
quirky.
fairway.
It's been a fun little round though. I don't know how many round or how many events are in
And
this
it looks like
season.
we have 100 yards.
I'm gonna try and play all of them. I don't know if I've ever played this season start to finish. Unfortunately, like, I have to play very well in order to unlock the second one. I don't even know what's in that one. And I don't think I'm, like, since I'm even through 7, and I need to be, like, minus, 20 or whatever to win. Like, I don't think I'm gonna unlock the harder season. Hey, Charlie.
Okay,
This golf hole is a
another
long
blue
dead
round.
skeleton in your closet. But this one's not mine. This
here we
one is someone else's. So you get to blame somebody else for this one. I'm playing community stuff. Hey, Sub.
I don't think this has enough.
I am happy to show off some of my early work later. I will probably do a couple of these streams. Like I wanna highlight. Also, one of the things I love is that your golfer just like he just stands like on the terrain. I guess he stands mostly upright, but they look so off balance the instant that you get off of a perfectly flat lie, and it's very funny to me.
All right, 13.
Yes, what Malahan said. This is in fact 2K25 gameplay. I got a preview copy of it.
Oh.
You missed this game because you were terrible at it.
Okay,
I mean,
I
think we were all terrible at this game.
And after that hole, you move.
Yes, I'm 13 shots back of the leader. Need to go more than 1 under per hole in order to get to the top of the leaderboard. I do not think I am unlocking the second community season. But also, yeah, like, I figure I'll probably do some streams highlighting, like, the mechanics and various noteworthy courses from all of the first 3 games over the next month. But again, so if you have any suggestions, like, if there's courses you want to see, or, like, stuff you want to see, like, in terms of, like, game mechanics, or, any whatever, like, game modes, like, just let me know, because I'm kind of making this up as I go.
Underwhelming, but you're out of that sand.
I don't know if it'll make for, like, great viewing content later. I plan on uploading these to YouTube eventually. Just, like, partially because I think it's fun. Like, I want to go back and look at all of the, soak in the last bits of all the old games before they go down. And also just, like, for posterity, I guess, of just, hey, let's, it's a perfect time with the new game coming out. We get to, you get to see the full progression of where we started and where we're at now. And, like, appreciate, like, some of the old stuff that's maybe held up or, like, has some charm to it that, hey Finley, how's it going?
All right.
But yeah, just go highlight some of the old stuff. Things like, we as a community had not, like, figured out sightlines nearly to the same extent that we have now. Like, there's... the standard was certainly lower, for sure. Like, I've done a little bit of kind of a preview peek over the last couple weeks just to, like, get an idea of what I wanted to look at and maybe, like, a couple courses I wanted to start with highlighting. And there's a handful of stuff that does kind of hold up, I think.
That was a bit underwhelming.
Like, Teruero is the one, like, to me that's, like, the standout course where, like, obviously it's different than how courses would be made now, but that's just in terms of, like, the visuals and presentation and ethos of it, like, I think holds up even today.
Performance. You're moving down on the leaderboard after that.
But a lot of stuff just kind of comes out very different. Like, I'm not throwing shade at this course, because again, like, for the time it was great. Like, this is one of the ones that HB decided to highlight in like, in an official capacity. Ooh, that's a shot. And, like, it plays just fine. Like, it's a little quirky just because the game's very different, and again, the ethos behind the design is very different.
Good stuff.
But it's like, it plays fine. Like, this has been an enjoyable round, but it's also just, it feels so dated.
Oh, that was almost in. All right, let's see where we are in the field here. And that'll keep you.
Wait, who built this course? You have 0 guesses. I
Number
don't know
12.
how to check. It's been so long. Is the scorecard maybe? It is Lockmead Highlands. I don't know. I can look some of this up afterwards. Yeah, so I'll try to highlight all of the designers as I go. But again, it's been so long since I've played this game, I don't know how to open up, like, the course info page during a round. You might not be able to. That one sounded weird. Did I miss it?
Looking good so far?
Oh, hang in there. Don't go in the water, please. I'm also noticing in my little preview that we as a community really liked stakes a lot more than we do now. It's very funny. Oh, D.R. Loden. Okay. Yeah. I know that name. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and highlight, I want to highlight some, like, community members that aren't, around anymore. There's a lot of guys from TGC1 that just kind of put the game down at some point and just, stopped designing.
Nice.
I mean, to be fair, it's, like, a lot of these courses are from, like, literally a decade ago. So that's a long time to be interested in an online gaming community, essentially.
All right, a little 6-foot putt here.
A lot of life stuff can happen in that sort of time.
Oh, that was moderately
That's a terrible
disappointing.
putt.
All right, let's take a look at those standings.
I believe, yeah, this game came out in 2014.
Okay, so that'll keep
Which
you
may
at
as well be an
2
entirely
over
different
for the
century
round.
from where we live now. Was Frankston TGC 1 or 2? I think it was 2. You're invested in this round now. I'm trying, man. I really am. Putting is hard. Like, maybe I'll get adjusted to it by the end of the stream or something, but it is just not
Heading
nearly
for the
as
green
intuitive.
here.
Oh, 2019. Okay. Yeah, even further. Again, there's so few courses and, like, there's definitely some stuff that has some charm and, like, production value to it in this game, for sure. Like, I'm not throwing shade at the the community. Like, I started at this time period, and like,
wrong with that.
my stuff from this time is crap.
Okay,
Like,
let's take a look at those standings.
wild to see the stuff that is still the same as today,
And
for
that'll
sure.
keep
There's
you
definitely some of
at
that,
2 over for the round.
but also stuff like even the concept of splines did not exist in this game. Like, everything was built using shapes, and in order to get, like, a consistent
Nice.
light
Should be
rough
in the
shape,
fairway.
you would have to, like, click a fairway shape down, not touch your cursor and move it at all, then go through the menus to select heavy rough and click that a
We're
couple
about
times
20
so that it would
yards out.
make a brush on the exact same spot that was slightly bigger. Like, just, like, like, doing fairway and light rough around a hole would take, like, an hour per hole in this game. At least, like, for me, kind of thing. And today I can do that in about 30 seconds. It's nuts. Is this 19 or TGC1? This is TGC1.
Nice.
I will eventually
Alright,
play through
25-footer from here to the cup.
TGC1, 2, and 19, I think, over the next month. Because those are, I believe, all the games that are getting pulled down at the end of February.
Almost got that birdie.
I
Maybe
believe
next
21 is getting pulled down in
let's take
October.
a look at
I'll
those
probably
standings.
do, like, another little,
Okay, so
retrospective
that'll
on
keep
that
you at
around that
2
time.
over for the round.
And they said they made the designer even faster now. Excited for that. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they're always... Every iteration has optimized some
Looks
things
like
in the
you'll be in the
designer
short
to make
stuff
it
here.
faster. I don't think... Like, 2019, or, like, somewhere around 21 is when the designer, like, really hit its
here,
polish stage,
We're
I think.
right around 170 yards
Once splines worked effortlessly without you needing to fidget with them or and I'll highlight some of that as we go through. But I don't think splines ever really worked well until 21, and they've been just solid since then.
Okay, you're
So
on the
just
green
like just
with a
in
fair
terms of
amount real estate to
optimizing
cover
things,
now.
it's always made designing a little faster, even if it didn't like outright revolutionize anything. I imagine we'll probably get more of that. Hope we have more object memory. I think we will, since it's
Little
not
6-footer here, nothing too scary.
they're not supporting old gens of like PlayStation
Well done.
and
We're in the
Xbox,
hole.
which was kind of the anchored
and
their
keep you at 2 over for the round.
that kind of anchored their like
All right,
performance caps
and
kind of thing.
Smash this next drive.
Or like you had to keep that in mind in your design.
This one's looking good.
Even if we don't, it sounds like the autogen may be more customizable in the beginning, and then you have less to manually plant. I think so. Like the sort of like, I don't know, the grasses look much better in the new game. Oh god, that was a terrible chip. Actually, that wasn't awful. At least Panda said something to that effect. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Birdie here.
I am not good at putting in this.
Just missed the birdie. So close. Maybe a par here, though, huh?
I don't know if I should leave John on or turn him off, because there's a certain amount of charm to it. Look, it's a road hole, kind of, but not really. It's so cute. I love it. Also, I love that building is still in the game. Obviously, they've refreshed the textures on it a little bit, but there is a certain amount of charm to the fact that we still have the exact same 9 clubhouse buildings that have always existed in this game. Actually, I take that back. I think 1 or 2 of them changed in TGC 2. We'll find out. So they're not quite the same, but we've had most of the same little clubhouse buildings for a decade, and it's kind of amazing.
In the saddle here. Saddle being fairway. Nice stuff.
At this point, it's like never change. Those buildings need to stay forever.
Hope this one bites.
This might be the first proper attempt at a template hole in this game series. I mean, to be fair, I don't think this is particularly early on in what do you want to call it? In the like progression of TGC 1. Like straight up when this game was first released.
And there's your bogey.
You could not
sitting at 3
like,
over.
Surfacing wasn't a thing.
And that's gonna move you down a spot.
The first courses in this game, you just had to manipulate the autogen. That was the only way that you could make courses. You didn't get to custom place any surfaces at all. So you just had to kind of tinker with the autogen settings, and that was it. And it's like, I don't think I've come across many courses from that era of the game, but it's just bonkers to think that, you know, like, people made something decent without like any control over surfacing at all. I don't think that's nearly enough. It's sort of terrifying trying to like hit lag putts in this game. One of the template holes of all time.
26-footer.
But anyways, so I think this one, TGC 1 had a pretty long cycle. I want to say it was like 3 years or so. Ooh, do it. Let's go. Nice. Hell yes. I think that was just par, though.
Not too bad.
Oh, I guess it was a birdie. Okay.
Par at the end of your round.
Look at that.
Hello there. Welcome
to I have to play 2 rounds here. All right, maybe I don't want to do this one. I don't necessarily want... All right. This is... Rounds take so long. Alright, we're just gonna go look at the courses in this, and we're gonna play them all individually. I don't need to go play, like, 18 rounds. So you have the Valley course at Hickory Nut Hollow. Oh, wait, I can look at all of the details. Oh, look! It's Terry Grayson! Look at that! Alright, good for you, Terry. This one was... It just says TGC member for some of these. That's gonna be tough. I might have to rely on Charlie to look some of these up. Dunholm, man. I'm sure most of these will pop up, will be high on the most played list. Alright. We're gonna do Valley Course next. Alright. Playround. Oh, I just want to show off the player customization features in this game. Look how in depth this this character customization menu is. You can change the colors of the of pants. Sure. This is what you have. And you can make yourself right or left-handed. That is the extent of what you can do. It's amazing. Oh look, Ironfall. I remember that being one of like the good early Arctic Fury courses. We'll have to highlight that one. Let's search by... Also, just for giggles, it's nuts to think like, hey, these are all the official courses in the game, which are going to have... Okay, so there are a couple that have won over 1 million plays, but there's a bunch of like official courses that have like 10,000 plays. Like these days, you can get your course featured on CC and break that. There you go. Here's some official courses that have 1,000 plays. Or wait, did that have a different? Okay, never mind. So the play counters are very broken. It says 1,000, but then you look at it and it says 400,000. So very different. It says 32. That's funny. Yeah, 13,000. All right. Are all of these wrong? So some of these are correct. That's funny. All right. And then this one just says 1,000. That's funny. But yeah. OHB, we love you. Never change. Public courses, there we go. Friends. Do I have any favorites in this game that are worth looking at? None are showing up. Alright. Handicap rated. Most played of all time. Alright, so we're just gonna... Look at that. There's... Eclectic Park. Who did that one? I don't know this one. That's a fancy little village. Hoodoo Hills Remastered. Oh, I remember that one. So I'm getting distracted. I'm getting very distracted. Dr. Yeti. There's somebody who hasn't been around in a long time. I might have to play. I'm definitely gonna have to play that one. Oh, I remember Valley de los Reyes. It was one of the collab community contest courses. It's where we got Teruero from. Yep, I think that was Scarpacci and... Was it Geyser? I don't know if he was around that long. Alright, there'll be a couple RCRs in here. Of course we have some Augustas. Sorry. There we go. Oh, I remember the Rookery. I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that one. Han, that's who it was. Thank you. Okay, so it was another big name that has not made the turn into later games. Geyser came later for sure. Charlie, you're saving my ass this stream. You're pulling better info than I am, and I was around for a lot of this stuff.
Hello there, and welcome to the golf club.
I remember so little. Let's go look at some early Terry Grayson work. I don't know if I can make it with this headwind, but we're gonna try. Hey Pac-Man, how's it going? I can make it. Oh, kick off the bridge. Okay, well this is going to be interesting.
Your feet here. That's going to push your
it's declining for the record. Well, I mean, mine's almost gone already, so like yours is still better than mine. Oh my god. Oh, it's
Unlucky.
amazing.
Unlucky.
Let's go.
Well, you're in the deep stuff here. I think they call this the cabbage.
This feels like a very early
let's
TGC1
just try to make
course
some
for
solid
sure.
contact and get that ball headed in the right direction.
But it's like, think of all of like the little design tricks that we've had to pick up over the years to like pull off certain looks or things like that, and then just imagine like rough
job out of that
bands
bunker.
and
9-footer
sane
here.
fairway shapes being one of the tricks that you had to discover as a community, and that will put a lot of the courses
Oh,
from this
man.
game into context.
Okay, let's head to the next hole. And starting off at 2 over.
The path is very bright. Also, I can see why people hated shadows. Oh, I mean, they still hate, like, kind of intermittent shadows all over the green, but, like, the shadows in this game are very distracting.
I don't think this is going to get there.
I can't imagine trying to putt on this in, like, a tournament.
And you're on the green with quite a long
Actually, it's not as
heading.
bad as I thought it would be. Of course, but, like, the grids in general are just not that clear. It's pretty hard to read compared to
that was
stuff
great.
from
That was
today.
a great putt. Just didn't drop at the end. Okay, let's see what the scorecard says.
I don't know how long I'll do a couple
All right,
streams
your
and
adjusted
highlight some
score
different
is
stuff.
2 over par
but,
after that one.
get more holes where I'm dead into the wind. I don't think I'm going to make this one, so I'm going to lay back.
This is a beauty.
Again, there's definitely, like, TGC1 architecture is definitely kind of awkward. Yeah. This is quite the course. Again, these fairways feel ridiculously narrow, but they're functional because you can hit it so laser straight that you kind of needed to do this in order for a
about
course to be
135
remotely
yards out from
challenging.
here.
Otherwise, you would just routinely hit every single fairway. Stock-shaped bunkers were acceptable back then. Love it. Yeah, the fairways are a little hilarious, for sure.
Good stuff. This.
Well, and
is the
also
bird.
part of it is just like, well, everything was so much harder, so of course you're going to use a lot more like stock shapes, because just all you could do is shapes. And then also,
here,
like,
I think you can do this.
we hadn't seen them for a decade yet, so you couldn't get sick
Great
of them
putt
to
in
the
there.
same extent. Any Rainer courses at this point? Not even close. I don't think there's anything remotely like that.
Par after that one.
I mean, maybe there was, but I am unaware of any. Maybe 3 wood will work? We're gonna find out. Come on,
All right,
man.
looking good so far.
Oh, easy. That was the play for sure. A little 285-yard 3 wood.
Okay, we're sitting at around 110
You wish
yards.
you'd downloaded this game a year ago? JW Fickett course. Quite possibly. I'd have to go look some up. Teruero was gonna be my call out because that one I know like still kind of holds up. Actually, I'm gonna go play that one next because I think that is we're gonna start with the most kind of modern feeling one. But it's just like
moving along.
I don't know. Like part of me wanted to go look through this game and see like what's around that still like warranted preservation. And like, you know, I think outside of just like for fun, like the sad news for me is just like there's almost nothing there's almost nothing in this game that like holds up in terms of like design. You know, you're not going to be able to port and have like usable versions of any of these old courses. And the things that like wowed us visually at the time look just so tame now. So I don't think it's worth like pulling a whole lot of courses.
I'd say around 100.
There's maybe a couple, like I don't know,
or so to the pin here.
It probably doesn't make sense. Also, we would have to like ask Panda nicely to go spend his time pulling like old courses just for us to have them lay around. Like, it's probably not worth anybody's time. I don't want to ask somebody to, go do a preservation run with me.
Nice. Okay,
Maybe
for the
there's some
birdie.
2019 stuff that could and should be pulled because it's significant and the
No.
designer isn't around anymore.
All right, nice little 2-foot putt.
So no, like Scarpacci, I think.
Okay, let's check the old scorecard.
Like, I think he's an older guy, and like he stopped designing a while ago because like he was struggling with arthritis and stuff. So, but he also, I think, passed along like a lot of his course files to folks over the years. So, like, I did a reno of one of his just for fun. Like I kind of updated and modernized his TGC2 official course. Did it have width? I think, yeah, Tururo, I think, like, at least for TGC1 it had width. And I think that's the oldest course that's still in, like, a current game. But, like with anything this old, what was the first course that brought width and angles to the community? I don't really know. It's hard to say. But, like, realistically, like, usable width and angles, or, like, functional width and angles, like, wasn't going to be a thing until later games, just because like 1 and 2, I think 2 introduced like a tempo mechanic to make it a little harder to hit it laser straight. But
I
like,
can't get them all right. I'm not a computer.
You still had to make courses really narrow for them to be challenging, so most people did. Hey Souls, how's it going? Talking like Yellow Grass Prairie. I don't know. Like, maybe we'll find that out on our little journey. But I think I'm sure there are like plenty of courses in this game that have quote unquote width and angles, and it's probably just because somebody built a course crazy wide, not quite understanding how the mechanics in this game work, and it was probably like derided as being like, hey, a 60-yard wide fairway is insane and entirely trivial to hit. And,
okay, 11-footer here.
Like, in this game it was, so they're not, like, wrong. Even, like, 15-yard wide fairways are almost trivial to hit unless you have high winds in this game. Like, I'm in a round and a half, and I don't think I've missed the cone once. I've missed some tee shots, because I've just misread wind and stuff.
It's looking good.
Like, this one might be off, but I have not missed a cone yet. But again, we're gonna do some,
yards out here.
We're gonna do some kind of like, we're gonna go through some old games. We'll find out, like, maybe we'll find the first width and angles course eventually. Also, it'll probably make more sense to, like, TGC1 is great to visit for just the nostalgia of it. And also, I think it's the course and the game in the franchise that has sort of the longest tenure. I think this game.
Oh, so close.
I'm gonna have to. I think TGC2 was 2018, so this game was out for 4 years before it was replaced by a sequel. And then I think TGC2 was out for a year or so before it got replaced with 2019. Roughly around there. Like, I know 2 was the shortest tenure in the game. So, that one we're not going to spend a lot of time on. Purely just because not a lot happened in it compared to other ones. And also, like, I feel like it represents, like, the smallest, like, kind of leap in the franchise. It still feels a lot like this game. Of course, like, 2019 to 21 and like to 23, like, there is not a lot of like really big. Oh god, am I even going to be able to make this? I think the answer is no. Yep, not even close.
The water.
I don't know why I tried that. I'm just going to make this round real difficult. That's probably going to be long. Oh, they're going to be way long. Hang in there. Also, you couldn't sink bushes or anything in this game either. So it's like, that's why all of the planting looks the same. Because all you could do is place objects, and that was it. You couldn't manipulate them in any way. Maybe you could do size? You might have been able to do size. The trees look pretty good in this. Yeah, honestly, like, the lighting isn't as complicated,
Okay,
but
11
I would
footer here.
argue
This
that
is
like
definitely makeable.
this also might be the best the lighting has looked in the franchise.
Oh, I thought that was in.
Like in a lot of ways it does look dated, but some of the visuals from this game hold up.
All right, let's see what the
The
scorecard
water looks
says.
surprisingly good to me. Like I wouldn't say it looks better than the
8
current
over is the
game,
adjusted
but it
score
looks
after that
like
hole.
it looks very like glassy and flat. But like the coloring and the shadows look pretty nice. I don't know, like being like somehow the game looks surprisingly good and bad at the same time, if that makes sense. It's just like it's just kind of eerie. Like there's stuff like there's elements that hold up pretty well, and then there's a
Looks like
bunch
you'll
of
be in the
stuff that
short
just looks
stuff
so
here.
dated.
Yeah, I stand corrected. It's the deep stuff for you.
I love just changing your shots in this game is so much more effort. Like I'm gonna get so much less accomplished in my review of this game purely because everything takes so much longer. Like rounds take forever.
Doesn't look like it's on the fairway, but it's all right.
I'm 40 minutes in and I'm only on my second round. It's nuts. Now admittedly, like I goofed around and looked through menus for a couple minutes, but like I can play rounds in like 23 in under 10 minutes if I'm like really pushing it and can casually play them in like 10 to 15. And
Here we
I'm
go. This one.
and it's
to
taking
save
me
par.
over a half hour per and I'm not taking that much time on these.
Oh, I thought that was going in, but it was a good putt though. Next hole coming up.
Also, I am gonna have to like I swear I'm gonna
Alright,
have to get at
9
least
over
one
is the
under
adjusted
par
score
round
after
before
that
I
hole.
move on. Like I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna get one eventually. Do I need an extra club? I'm gonna go with yes. If
That's
I'm a
gonna
little
have to
long,
hit
that's
something.
fine. Yeah, okay, I overclubbed a bit, but that's not so bad.
What'd I tell ya? Nine-footer here. See what we can
I
do.
still have to go do. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably.
Solid par.
Clouds
Well
don't
done.
seem to cause big shadows. No, I don't think.
Alright,
I don't know
9
if the
over is the
cloud. I
adjusted
don't
score
think the
after that hole.
clouds do anything in this game, if I remember correctly. I think the clouds are just there for decoration. I believe they're static. You cannot. Like they don't interact with the lighting at all, if I remember correctly. God, this hole's awkward. And I'm like, I can't. I don't think I can make it, so I have to lay up and hit that this little tiny fairway back here.
It's looking good.
And again, I will try and do like a little designer episode of the
Okay, looks like
retrospective,
about 235
but I haven't
yards
really had
to
any
hit.
luck getting the controls to work in this, so I'm not sure if that like I'll end up actually doing that or not. It is dependent on me like being able to get the designer to function.
Yeah, you can get up and down from here.
But
I
if
think.
but if I can,
Give
then
it
I
your
will
best.
go back and do some tinkering in the designer for fun. What a shot! Let's go.
4 feet to the hole. You can do this.
I'm gonna make a par on this somehow. That's
And
awesome.
you're in the hole with a nice.
After laying up.
All right, 9 over is the adjusted score after that hole.
How do I mute that guy? Ban user. There you go. Goodbye, bot.
Well, just letting you know it's a bit windy out there, so keep that in mind as you go onto the tee. Looking good so far. Unlucky. I take back that last comment.
I guess that's one of the nice things about not having my chat work on replay or
Nice.
like show up on
Alright, this next
screen
one's
is
for
like, well,
birdie.
then I don't have to have like shitty .ru bot links in my VODs. So, you know, the trade-offs, I
flurry here.
suppose, because I don't know how to go back and edit that. Like, I don't that is
Nice
not
stroke on
something I
that
want
one.
to spend time on. Like, I know, you know, as far as
Alright,
like
9 over. is the adjusted
streams
score
and
after that
videos
hole.
go, these are kind of on the low production value, low effort side, and you know, I apologize for that, but also just like, you know, this is just something I'm doing for fun, and I don't think it really doesn't warrant hours on editing and things like that, nor like writing a
This is the inner
script or you know, like
sanctum of the rough
it's
here.
just a
This
little
deep
thing
down
for
in.
fun
We're gonna have to
for
handle
us
this with care.
dorks. So like, hopefully it's good enough. That is a terrible shot. My goodness.
Pretty deep stuff here.
I want to say, and
give it a good
I
half.
thought heavy
It's
rough
moving
was
in the right
punishing
direction.
in the new game. It is horribly punishing in the old game. It's crazy.
And now that we're back on the fairway, let's take a look at hitting this green. Looks like this is a beauty.
Also, one of the things I love from this game,
All right, 14
I'll
feet
wait
to
till I
the
get
hole.
another full shot. But when I first got this game, I just had my
really wanted
school
you to have that
laptop. I did not have a controller,
There we go.
like a USB controller. So, well, that's part of why I design on mouse
Alrighty,
and
10
keyboard,
over
because that's what I
for
had
the
when I
second
started.
that one. That's the
But I
adjusted
also
score.
played the game on just a little trackpad on my laptop. So like I couldn't get all the way to the top in a in one pull. So I had to like click and drag, make it to the top. But you can sit back there for an hour and swing and it all works exactly the same. You can Charles Barkley the hell out of the swing in this game and it all works. So it's always hilarious to me that you know, like I could play it on a trackpad and you know, like didn't have to time it at all. It was just drag it back roughly as far as you need, and that was it. It's kind of amazing. I do love it in a weird way. Eventually, I upgraded. I got a desktop and I started using a controller, and it has been fantastic. But when I first found this game, I didn't have any of that, and I just used what I had. Okay. I love the green grids being so tiny is amazing. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Oh, that's not close. Stay? Alright, alright.
And we're putting from.
Look, your
about
ball would
28 feet
stop
out.
on yellow slopes. Crazy. That's a pretty good putt.
Oh, that was going to be glorious, but it just didn't go. Sorry about that. Sitting at 11 over for the round.
Yeah, I
16th
might.
hole coming up
I
here.
think for
Let
this,
us see what you can
I think
do.
for this first stream, I will probably just to keep the videos in kind of bite-sized chunks. I think I'm gonna finish this round and I'm gonna play one more
It's gonna have to bite.
before I cut the stream. I might, if you guys want, if there's folks still hanging out, I can just pick it back up and do another like hour chunk. But I just, you know, I'll probably cut the stream and just reopen it after maybe a restroom break or something. That way we can keep the videos in
here,
a little more bite-sized chunks. I don't know if anyone wants to watch
Nice putt, we're in the
3
hole. Good
hours of
stuff.
me playing TGC 1.
And that'll keep you at 11 over for the round.
Also, we will see if I still feel motivated to
Yeah,
play
yeah,
more
hit all the
TGC
fairways.
1 in the sitting after we make it like, you know, an hour into this thing.
Okay, the ball is sitting below your feet.
The retrospective
That's
is
gonna make your
fun,
shot
but
go
this
a
is
little more
also
upward than
very
you normally would.
tedious. Oh, I think I overblew that one. No, that'll work.
All right, let's get out of this rough and onto the green here.
The 20+ minute rounds are tough, especially when like a lot of courses just don't have a lot
All
of
right, a little
interest in them
6-foot putt here.
compared to today.
And a nice putt.
They get very samey very quick. And you know, and just the
And
kind
I'll
of
keep you at
playing
11
interest is
over
not
for the
quite
round.
there in the same way. Can I make that? Well, we're gonna try. Also, there's... Oh, I'm not gonna make it because I didn't get 100% on that
Looks
one.
like you're gonna hit some
Also,
sand
another
there.
funny thing is there is no way to overpower anything in this game. The max you can hit is 100% on the dot, and that is it. Oh, sit down, please. And just like the ball physics and stuff are so greatly changed since this game. It's kind of fantastic. It feels... everything feels so weird and different. The balls kind of stick to the playing
Okay,
surfaces
11-footer
like a
here. This is
vacuum.
definitely makeable.
Or like Velcro. Ew,
Great
let's go.
putt, and that is for par.
Hell yeah. Thank you,
And at
John.
the end of the day, your adjusted score ends up being 12 over par. And for
Oh
you
look!
today,
Oh,
12 over par.
there's something that's kind of cute that Plat wasn't like that, not getting more than 100%. Or yes, they definitely wouldn't. That was an awkward response to. Man, look, Terry has the low score in my handicap list. There being leaderboards for courses is a fun little thing that, like, I get why they would remove it, but like kind of miss that a little bit where you could create a course for your buddies and then you'd be able to see who has the course record on it. Like, that's cute. I love that. That's a fun little touch. All right. Last one for this stream. We gotta go check out the Wirrow. Also, another fun thing of the fact where let's do the medium one as opposed to the firm one. Firmness gets weird in this game, but I just love the fact that anytime you wanted to change anything about a course, you had to publish an entirely different version of it. You could do one pin and one tee on a course, and that was it. So if you wanted to, say, have a 4-round tournament, you would have to move all of the tees manually and all of the pins manually and publish 4 different versions of it. Like, talk about tedious. There are no friends currently playing this course. No shit.
Hello there, and welcome to the golf club. I'm interested to see
Like,
what you have on tap
in
here
terms
today
of
for this
like
course.
today's courses, this isn't that wide, but the scale here is just nuts when you compare it to everything that we've just played. Like, you know, you're asking what like the first width and angles course was, and it might be this one. Like, I'm sure there's probably something
at around 155
that
yards
might
out
have
from here.
trafficked in some of these ideas, but either like it wasn't popular enough for me to like have played it, or it didn't do it as successfully as this. Because just like straight up like the green surrounds and slopes still work. Now, in comparison, the crazy wide fairways on this course are still probably like 40-ish yards wide, maybe.
Okay, we're putting from around 15 feet.
They're not very big by today's like design standards.
Well, I wish those putts would just drop sometimes.
But like, yeah, just in terms of the like most everything I've played looking back, you know, you get a lot of like tree-lined 15 to 25 yard wide corridors and things like that. So it's just shocking to go to something like this. Also, one of the first courses where just the framing is just spot on. This looks amazing. Hey, Tanner.
It's looking good.
Welcome on in. So yeah, this was, and hopefully we'll find a couple more gems in here that absolutely either like feel dated in a wonderful way or still hold up. But like I think this is probably gonna be the winner, um, in terms of like just the best TGC one course in in hindsight. Don't have much time, but wanted to see what was up. I'm just doing a retrospective, starting a couple video series on all the old games and stuff. Anyway, Saucy, you asked who built this. Reeb and Matt Geddes. Stay Puffed.
22 feet from the cup.
So yeah, like two names that have definitely left a mark on the community since then. This was also one of the entries in the
solid stroke on that one.
Community like collab design contest.
And after that hole, your adjusted score.
Like honestly, like I think, like there's a little bit of like drama behind the scenes on some of the teams. Like I don't remember who all of the all the people on that team were, but I know one of the teams just kind of imploded, and like got into a fight, and like it was kind of ugly. So I think like they either like split up or somebody dropped out, or like there's some drama involved in that.
26 footer from here to the cup,
or just a lot of people who dropped out. But it's just so I think like the Valley de los Reyes course and this one are like easily like two of the most significant courses from this game, and they both came out of that contest. Ola and I were in that contest. We did not win naturally. This one won, and it 100% deserved too. It is so good. It looks nuts, and it's just like it's amazing how much better this is than everything else at the time.
This is a beauty.
This one holds up real well in hindsight for sure. But yeah, I'll have to go play eventually. I'll go play Ola and I's collab. And like I include an anecdote here not because I want to throw any shade. Like there are absolutely zero hard feelings, but partially like
looking good.
Just because I think it's funny. So originally, like
4 feet to the hole.
There was like 4 team captains, and then everyone else in the contest they got to draft from. I think there's somewhere around like 10 to 15 people in the contest. Enough where you're getting like it's split into 4 teams, so you'd get 4 courses out of the contest, and they were split like, or you'd end up with like 3 maybe 4 people on all of the teams. So I ended up on Andre's team. He was one of the team captains. So he drafted Ola, and then I was pretty late in the draft, which like is fair. I was not an established name at the time, and I was kind of shit. So like I wouldn't have drafted me early either. But the amusing part to me is just the like Ola and I got drafted by Andre, and then he just completely disappeared. So like I think we got 2 messages from him over the course of the entire contest, and at no point did he touch the file that we made. I just think it's pretty funny.
Okay, nice approach for the bird.
It feels very on brand. We love you, Andre.
Slightly to moderately disappointing there. All right, but a 3-footer here. Solid stroke there. Good job.
But yes, like it would have been, like.
All right,
I think it's funny because I was like, like at the time I had like sort of just recently discovered the game, and I had like binged all of Andre's videos on YouTube, both like the TGC Tour Live and like the design tutorial stuff. And I'm like, wow, I get to work with one of the legends of the game, and then he kind of just never showed up.
Looking at
just very funny.
180 yards out.
Just fun to think back on of just like how different everything felt back then. Well, that was a
Sweet.
shot.
10-footer here. I think this can go.
Do it. Yeah, let's go. Look at me, under par already. Again, back,
All right,
you
two
know,
under
I
is
think
your
a lot of
adjusted score
courses
after that
tended
hole.
not to bump their green speeds up that high. So, like, I guess this one feels more like current putting greens, and I'm doing a little better on them. But yeah, but this course is awesome. It
This one's a
100% holds
beauty.
up. It's probably not going to be the only great course in this game, but, like, this is an early
Nice
candidate
approach.
for
Okay, 11
best
footer
TGC
here.
1
This is
course,
definitely makeable.
and it's currently not close. Oh, I've just powered that one through. Oh, never mind.
Oh man. Let's see how the numbers add up. All right, 2 under is your adjusted score after that hole.
Actually, I'm like, maybe after I cut this video, maybe I'll keep playing a bit, but I'm just gonna do some like scouting and stuff and fiddling around, as opposed to doing like full course
This one's looking
highlights and
good.
things like that. Basically, do some research for whatever the next showcase I'm gonna do is. Seeing how
Okay, we're
like
looking at
tedious
around
playing
170
some of
yards
the
here.
like the season modes and stuff are, maybe I'm probably not going to do a full one of those because it would just take several hours and it would be very repetitive. um I may or may not be able to do any designing. I have still yet to get any of the
Very
controls to work.
nice.
So the
For the
TGC
birdie
one
here.
portion of this retrospective might just literally be just like a handful of course highlights from noteworthy community courses before
Moving right
they
along
get
here.
pulled down forever, and that's that'll be kind of that. And then we move
All
on
right,
to
2 under is your adjusted
you know,
score after that hole.
the more recent games in the series. Because I want to spend, like, I think 2019 deserves like a little bit of a highlight. TGC 2 might literally be one, maybe two videos tops.
It's looking good.
Just because I think like there's not a ton to highlight that isn't either like still around or just not noteworthy. TGC 2 is the first game where HB actually brought in some big name community designers and paid them to create official courses, which I think is a neat little touch that feels like kind of one of the like sort of the main like
Looking good.
contribution that TGC 2 made is just that idea.
Nice.
Because that's
This
like
is for
featuring community courses has continued to be a thing for the entire rest of the
birdie. Nice.
Of course, this game also featured community courses, but just like in a different way.
Okay, 3 under is the adjusted score after that hole.
I just realized I'm definitely going to have to play like some of the early like official courses. Like I'm going to have to play
Nice. Should be in the
Black
fairway.
Rock Creek or whatever that one's called. Like basically the earliest Swiss course, and Little Brook Manor. Two courses that would like they have
Looking at
so many
around
plays
155
because that
yards
was
out
just
from here.
like if you just opened the game and just clicked play, it would just take you to those two or like one of those two courses. Like I was just like if you just opened the game and just says I want to play golf, it would just take you there.
Sweet. 26 footer from here to the cup.
Being very cautious with my putts, but it's okay.
Oh man. Almost got that birdie. Ugh, maybe next time? Well, let's get out of here. Okay, 3 under is the adjusted score after that hole.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's funny how, like, this course took a significant hit in terms of, like, its presentation, because it was built around the Delta theme, where the Delta background texture was just the sandy thing. And then they changed it in future games, and so you could never get this look quite the same way again. Kind of until, like, the most recent, like, until, like, 23. like, so it's one of those of like, this is almost a lost course because you could never quite get this look, and now you kind of can again. And I think it's so like it feels like a fun
Everyone
sort
ends
of
up in the
like
beach from
coming
time to
full circle
time.
thing of like, just in time for this course to be taken down forever. You can finally kind of, restore like
Good
the
job on
original
that
look
beach.
of it.
This one's for birdie.
You can still
All
play
right, let's
this
take a look at the
course.
old
It is still
scorecard
in the
here.
new game, which might mean that it's the most like the
Okay,
oldest
3 under. It's the
up to
adjusted
date
score after
course
that
that
hole.
exists. Um, but it also, like, I know when Reeb did the renovation, he changed the style up, so it's not quite the same like Terra Edie homage. It's more of
Beauty.
like it's a little more Parklandy in its presentation. I know that's a weird word.
All right, this next one's for birdie.
Hell yeah. Did I make it? Turn a little harder. Nope.
Gah.
At least I'm playing relatively well.
3 feet to the hole here.
3 under is real good for me for a round.
Almost.
And that
got a
also
birdie
means
there.
that I am not
Just
going
was
to
meant
have
be,
to
I
like
guess.
hang around in TGC 1 forever trying to
Okay, 3
find
under. It's
a
the
under
adjusted
par round
score
somewhere.
after
I
that
might
hole.
I might get that checked off early.
Okay,
In some
about
ways now
185 yards left to
I'm
go
a
here.
little sad now maybe that I picked this one to feature in my first stream, cuz this feels like a really good course to end the TGC 1 series on, where I've just like, you want to end on a high note. Maybe I'll do another round here in the last one just because, where it can be an early feature and the last feature.
Good stuff. Putting from around 16 feet out.
Ew,
Yes.
there's a putt. Let's go. Am I
All right, 4
bogey
under is the
free?
adjusted
I
score
am.
after that hole. And
Oh,
now we
that's
find
right, and I
ourselves
forgot.
on hole number
Oh,
18.
I forgot. That's so weird. I forgot that the game doesn't keep gross score. It keeps net score for you. Like, so my score in the top left corner is not my gross score. It's my net. So like, my +2 round. Like, I think I had a plus handicap on the course, so I might have been,
Heading for the green.
I might have been
here.
like evenish or something. And it was just like, but the game doesn't display that. It's so weird. Just some quirky design decisions for the early game, where it's just like, oh, it says I have 5 birdies and no bogeys, and it's telling me I am
Good
4
putt.
under
Well done.
because I have a plus handicap and I made a birdie on my, the handicap hole.
All right, 4 under is the adjusted score after that hole.
It's kind of cool that it tracks that,
15th hole
but it
coming
is
up.
disorienting, like not being used to that as a concept. Or just like, the game presents so much differently now that I didn't even
good
think
so
that
far.
the little mini score in the top corner was just the net score and not gross. And that was all I was paying attention to. Oh, I got 100 there,
I
crap.
hope this bites.
Me too. This could be... Oh, no, that's a pretty good chip. Hopefully I can save par from there.
See if we can save par here. That would be nice.
Thanks, John.
Nicely done for the par.
Also, the fact that it auto gives you, like, ghost players to play with is a cute little touch.
4 under is the adjusted score after that hole.
I think the new games still do that, but not to, like, the same level that this one did. Just having the string of ghost golf balls flying around the course on you is a cute little touch that I like. Makes your solo rounds feel less, like, alone.
We have about, I'd say, 140-ish yards from here.
So doing, like, partials in this game is so much harder. Although it's also not really necessary either, because the loft bar makes it real easy to dial distances in. I still remember like people would
For
cheese
the
the hell out of
bird.
mechanics. Like you could fully loft a 3-iron and get it to like drop and stop, things like that people would do all of the time. I mean, there's always like goofy things
3
that
feet to
plat
the hole
players
here.
would do to
Nice,
or
that'll work
plat
so
wasn't
far.
even a thing in TGC1, but the top players would do just to like maximize
4
scoring,
under is the adjusted score.
break all the
after that hole.
mechanics. They're great. I think I'm gonna lay back on this one. The partial shots are awkward and
Nice,
tricky.
should be in the fairway.
So I'm just gonna go hit a full wedge into this green. I'm kind of protecting my under par round a little bit. I'm gonna stick to easier,
And
more
looks like
comfortable
we have about
shots.
135 yards or so to go.
Sit. There's a shot. Let's go. Also,
Nice,
the low
nice.
wind certainly
And
helps a
for
lot
the
too.
bird.
Straight up, this course holds up so well though.
That was awesome.
It plays fantastic. I'm not even on like the firm version.
And after that one,
I
the
avoided the
adjusted score is
firm
coming in
version
around
because I know
5
like
under.
firmness gets crazy in this game. Like max firmness and green speeds are like just straight up concrete.
Solid swing.
And when you can't fast forward, it just means the ball takes forever to come to a rest. So I preferred to play on the softer version that would be a little easier and a little faster. Maybe I'll revisit the firm version for fun. Can I hit driver off the deck? I can, it just doesn't necessarily work that well. Alright. We're gonna give it a rip and just see what happens. Cover. Cover. Yes, alright. We like that. So I love we have a 550 yard par 5 and it's borderline not reachable in 2. Now that's like 550 is a long par 4 in the current game.
Okay, we're putting from around
So can I
15
free
feet out.
fly camera? The answer is no, unfortunately. I kind of can. It's just more difficult. At least the F10, F11 shortcuts don't quite work. I might hit that too hard. Nope, perfect.
Yes.
Let's go. Big round.
Great
-7.
work out there,
Let's
scoring
go.
a 6 under as your adjusted score. Ending off a powerful round. of 6
Powerful
under
round.
today.
Yeah, let's go. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. I think I will cut the stream here. Well, I will hop back on and chat for a bit longer, but that's going to be the end of the VOD portion of today's stream. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been great having you, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great evening. Or afternoon, I suppose.